Today I'm going to be doing another costume video, but this is going to be the part 2 to the part 1 of the Sofia Falcone video that I put out a couple weeks ago. In that one, I went over the blouse and the trousers. In this one, I'm just doing the jacket. The jacket is the statement piece. This video, I'm going to try and make it relatively short because, like I said, it's just about the jacket. So, yes, this is a picture of what it looked like last year when I tried it the first time. And in that picture, it looks big. I know for a fact it looks big because it felt big. Part of that was because I made it way too big. But my thought process with that was that, oh, I'll make it big and then I'll tailor it down. I'll have time to do all of this. And then I didn't have time. And then I never made the time. So that's all on me. Also, in that picture, I know you can't really tell, but the sleeves are pinned on. They're not even attached with anything other than pins. I didn't bother with a lining. There are no lapels. I'm going to go ahead and show you the materials I will be using because I bought an extra amount of material because if I can't figure parts of it out, I'm going to have to start from scratch. So I just bought more material. To be fair, I bought all of this at the same time because it was really pretty. On one hand, I kind of hope that I get to use it. On the other hand, I hope I don't because that will mean something went wrong. And that's going to mean a lot more work for me. The trench coat itself is being made with this material right here. This is a velour. I just found it on Joann's fabric website. But the website called it Cameo Brown, which I don't know why, but made me laugh hysterically. Anyway, this is the pattern I will be using. Of course, I will be kind of reconfiguring it a lot. I will be changing things so that the bottom hem comes down further, so it'll probably be mid-ankle, and it will all be the same length instead of this high-low right here. Also, I will be doing something like this. I will need some interfacing, and the lining, oh, here we go. The lining for the jacket is going to be this tan color. It is a lining fabric, an actual lining fabric. Let's get started. I will just be taking the bare bones of the outfit that I did last year. I have more or less the jacket right here, but I don't have any notes that I was taking while I was doing it, and I have like 3 different versions of this pattern, so I don't even know which of the patterns I was using, so I don't even know what size it was. So what's probably going to happen is I'm going to go ahead and try this on, see if I roughly like the size, and then also decide if I like how the pattern is laying. These are different grains, and they are going in different directions. For example, this panel right here is going up, and this panel right here is going down. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try it on, see if I like that size, and then take apart at least one of the pieces and figure out what size that was so that I have just a basic thing to go off of. And then I'm going to take it entirely apart and decide on what grain I want to go with. So this is how much of the jacket that I had done before the end of October last year. And from what I remember, it was huge on me. And it is. This is pretty big. I don't have the lapel on here yet, but I can already tell you this is too big. So I'm gonna have to bring it in a little bit, at least, and then figure it out. The lapel, one of the lapels. This is the other lapel. This is a sleeve. I don't know where the other sleeve is. So surprisingly, when you use one of the pieces as your pattern and you put it down right side to right side, it stays in place really well. This has been not nearly as dreadful as I thought it would be. There were a good bunch of pieces that were the grain that I wanted to go with. I can't really color match this color with any actual buttons that are already done, and I will be covering them. So I'm going to do like I did in my Harry Potter video, and I'm going to go ahead and cover them with some of the material from the garment itself. So I know Sophia's rich, but she has two of these jackets. One of them in the velvet that I'm doing, and another one in a satin material. And when I found out that there were two of them, I found out also that one of them is $1,195. Why on earth would you have two jackets that are basically the same color, that is very hard to match with anything else, that are basically the same cut, just in different materials? I don't think I will ever understand rich people. And this is what it ends up looking like. The bottom, the back looks like this. And this is the top. Now let's go ahead and get the other ones done. So these are the 6 ones that I have done. I'm still trying to decide if I want it to be double-breasted or if I want it to be single-breasted. It'll probably end up being single-breasted, even though I prefer the double-breast look. So far, I have the entire shell done. I have the arms attached. I need to level out the hem, and I need to see if the lining is going to work with this. I started on the lining before I started on the jacket, and when I was doing the lining, as I was going, I would cut down the pieces at the bottom. A lot of the pieces were cut like this. So what I did for a lot of the pieces, if a piece went from here to here, I would cut it from here to here. And so I would take out this whole huge chunk of flare. And that's great, and it does diminish the amount of bulk that you have, amount of twirlability, I would say. The only issue with that is that I didn't do that when I was making the shell. Partially because a good chunk of it was already done, and another part of it was I didn't think of it until I was already sewing most of the pieces together. So here we are so far. I haven't attached the lining yet, which obviously still needs to be done. This is the back. I did manage to pattern match, which basically with this is just making sure everything goes along the same grain, which, to be completely fair, is what I should have been doing from the beginning. So as you can see, it doesn't close all the way in the front, which is fine because I still have lapels to add on. The lapels are actually completely finished. They just need to be added onto the front here, along with my collar. Specifically, the collar and the lapel part are going to be stiffer to give it that nice lay, hopefully. So it is a little bit shorter than I was hoping / anticipating. After I attach the lapels and I even up the hem, I also need to even up the sleeves. I really am glad that I had the extra material and was able to get everything to go along the same grain. All right, so here is the collar And here are the two lapels. As you'll see here, this is actually not how this is going to look when it goes on. I'm actually going to stitch each one on like this, so that up here is attached to the shoulder seams, those right there, and it goes down all of the way to theoretically the bottom. Once that happens, once these sides are stitched onto the actual jacket, what's going to happen is this part is going to get flipped over like so to sit like a blazer lapel or a single-breasted jacket like you're used to. Right, so I have the lapels on. I still need to put the collar on, so that's not done yet. And then I have to go ahead and attach the buttons, and then I'll be done. Thing I am going to start now is this hem. Look how janky this is. And I gotta say, I don't ever understand how this happens, because it happens all the time, regardless of how closely I follow the pattern. So we're just gonna find the shortest one and cut everything to that length. So I only put 4 on, mostly because it got to a point again where my marks were not matching up with where I was putting the buttons. It's times like these that I get really upset at myself for using Sharpie. But it's fine, it's a small dot, no one will be able to tell. Also, you'll notice I didn't add buttonholes, and that's because it is Halloween, and I want to be able to wear this, and I don't have enough time to do buttonholes. Also, I'm kind of shit at them. This was fun. I didn't hate every minute of it. Could have been a lot worse. In fact, last year was a lot worse. There were a couple of corners I had to skip over because it is Halloween today, and I wanted to both get the video up and be able to wear the outfit. So I have it at a point where it's wearable, regardless of if it is complete. I only ended up doing 4 of the buttons instead of 6, but depending on how I feel about it, I'll add those buttons later. All in all, I think this went pretty well. I do have a couple more costumes that I would like to finish up and upload the videos of that. Yeah, so this is my Sofia Falcone jacket. After I do a little bit to it, I'm trying to figure out if I want to leave it as a very lightweight jacket, or if I want to try and figure out how to add more layers to make it a more heavy-duty thing. Yeah, this comes to an end of our official challenge. I mean, I passed technically, but yeah, I hope you guys had fun, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.